Hello and welcome back to a Tantrum House board game review. My name's Jonah and today's video is all about a CGE game, Deal with the Devil. Deal with the Devil is a deeply thematic medieval Euro game where there's 4 players that play different roles, a mortal, a cultist, and one of them's even the devil. Because of the asymmetrical roles, each player gets a very different feel for the game each time they play if they have a different role. I've been able to play this game with a few other members of Tantrum House, so let's see how well they remember this game with a few impromptu questions. Okay, so I'm back with Larry, right? Sidekick
Yes.
Larry. Oh, go ahead and introduce yourself. Use the mic, use the mic.
Oh, hi, I'm Psychic Larry, here for an interview.
There we go, okay.
My name is Will Meadows. I am technically the CEO, but I do all the design work. I make us look good.
Barely.
I'm gonna try.
So we're talking about CGE's game, Deal with the Devil, okay? So tell us what CGE stands for.
Check Games Edition.
Check game edition?
Okay, we'll give it to you. Check Games, I like it, okay. Tell us one other CGE game that you love.
Oh, that I love. Alchemist is really cool. I believe that's what it's called.
Didn't they do 10? No?
No.
Dang it. Codenames. Both of those. Great.
Oh, Galaxy Trucker.
There we go. That is absolutely a CGE game, I like it. Over on BGG, this game has a weight, okay? The scale goes up to 5. Give us your best guess at what the weight of Deal with the Devil is. First off, let the people know what BGG stands for.
Board Game Geek.
There we go. Now what's the weight? Now it goes up to 5. What's the weight of this game on BGG?
3.2.
3?
Close. Close. Okay, if you're gonna go with 3, that's fine, right in the middle. You've got to give us a CGE game that is lower than 3. Okay? So if it's a 3.2, you've got to give us one CGE game that is a higher weight than Deal with the Devil.
Alchemist. It's gotta be.
Cheating. Can't say Galaxy Trucker, I already said
What? That is lower.
5 hours later.
Off the top of my head.
that. Shame. Okay, well tell us what the recommended age for this game is on the side of the box.
12 plus?
It's probably a little higher because it's an adultish theme-ish, but it's not super high, so it's probably like 13 and up.
No.
No.
Okay, Larry, there's a lot of mechanics that go on in this game, right? So give me one of the mechanics that happens inside of Deal with the Devil. There's 6 listed on BGG. Tell us one of the 6 listed in the mechanics.
I mean, it's definitely like secret identity, but I don't know if that's the name for it. Secret role.
There is some resource management.
No.
It's close. That's what it is. Deduction.
Yes, that is correct. Okay.
And well, there's like a trading aspect
Okay.
in the game.
Okay, I like that. No problem. Now tell us a little bit about the deduction that's involved in Deal with the Devil.
So in the game, there are exactly 4 different roles that you can play. You're assigned this at the beginning of the game. You're either going to be the devil, who has like the most resources to start off with, and he wants your soul. You're either going to be a cultist. He's like a little half and half action. He doesn't know which team he's on. And then you have humans, mortals, I don't know what they're called. The 2 other people who are just trying to build their best kingdom and accept great deals.
Now tell us why there's trading. What's going on in the game where there's some trading?
Well, if you are one of the normal people, not the cultist or the devil, you have very few resources. So in the game, the devil and the cultist have a lot more resources, and they are willing to trade you these resources for your soul pieces. And
I like it.
yeah, that's the gist or the hard part of the game, because you have to decide if they're giving you enough resources for your soul.
I like it. And of course, in the beginning of the game, you're not told who each other is.
No.
And so you've got to...
So I don't know if it's a mechanic, but it's definitely app-driven as well. That's one of the coolest parts of the game, is you use your phone so that nobody knows who's trading with who at any point in the game, which is pretty slick.
I like that. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the game.
It's cool.
Worker placement?
No.
Set collection?
No. But it's funny that
Oh
you
my
mentioned those
goodness.
three, because if you would have asked me that question, I might have said the same thing. There's a lot of that going on in the game, right? I mean, there's...
Yeah. There's some of those things or as you're playing the game, you do some of those things. You're trying to collect different sets of the items and using them to purchase different things. But yeah, that's the things I can think of.
Okay, well, another question for you. After rounds 2 and 3 of this game, we do something called a witch hunt.
Okay.
What happens in the witch hunt?
Oh, during the witch hunt, we have to vote off someone who we think is the devil. And we have to try to get him out. Boot him out. Boot him out.
You basically vote for who you think the devil is. So everybody gets, I think, a voting token, and it goes like a blind vote bid where you reveal who you think, maybe you do it in your box, I don't remember, where you reveal who you think the devil is, and I think regardless of if you're right or not, that person like suffers consequences.
I love how you remember that aspect of the game.
Oh yeah, because
Perfect.
I was trying to vote you out the whole time. Get him out.
Okay, so one of the other action phases in this game is the deals phase. Tell
great
us what happens in the deals phase. I'll give you this prompt to remind
To
you.
illustrate what's happening. So everybody
Yeah.
gets a cardboard box, which is pretty slick. Inside are actual pieces that you can remove, and it allows you to like request how much you want to sell your goods for. So you stick your goods in here, whether those are resources or whatever tokens you've gotten, or if it's actual soul pieces, and then you trade those with some other player in the game. You don't know who it is because your phone reads the QR code on the bottom of your thing, and then it says like shuffle them all up, pass this one to the red player or the green player, and then you get your little secret deal. You decide whether or not you're going to pay the requested amount. You shove it back in, it goes back into the decks. They all get passed back a second time, which is pretty cool, because maybe the first person didn't accept the deal, and now there's a second person who gets an opportunity to, or maybe they did accept it, and you open it and you're just like, oh, there's money in here, somebody already accepted the deal, and then you pass it back. But it's pretty slick. There's like 4 really cool moments in the game when you get yours back, and you're like, did they accept it? Oh, they did! Or like, oh yeah, I got some souls, or whatever, depending on your role. And it's a fun part of the game.
All right. How many people can play Deal with the Devil?
I believe it has to be exactly 4.
Are you sure?
I think I played it with 4. I'm pretty sure it has to be exactly 4.
All right. Well, tell us your favorite part of Deal with the Devil.
So it's definitely when you are the cultist, Jonah is the devil, and you try to get everybody to realize that that's the case. No, stop trying to vote for me. He's 100% the devil. Get him out of the game. Give him the penalties. Let me win the game.
Okay, so you mentioned a few times this idea of resource management, right? Kind of hard to get them. You thought that was one of the components of the game, one of the mechanics. So talk to us about resource management.
Well, in the game, you get resources through some of the tiles that you add to your city, I believe. But they're very few, and a lot of the things in the game are super expensive, especially when it comes to like money, and when it comes to getting more of the higher level resources. There's kind of 2 tiers of resources. There's a lower level, which is like wood and stone, things like that. And then there's a higher level, which are like, I forget what they're like busts or like glasses or something like that are more expensive. And they're really hard to get if you don't make any deals. So that's where making the deals comes in super important, because there's just no way for you to get enough resources to get the pieces you need without the help from the devil.
And last but not least, tell us a little bit about the theme of the game. What are your thoughts on the theme? How does it fit in? Give us your 2 cents.
So it's not really part of the theme, but I love the fact that it's a 4-player only game. I don't think that all games should be a specific player count, but this one is pretty neat in that it works. It's how this works so well in the game, and I don't super love like the concept of it, but I do think they executed it really well. So I like the medieval style of the devil being a little gremlin-y looking dude, and I think they treated it in a really tasteful way considering the subject matter. I like the idea, and it explains the game in a sentence. Like when you hear Deal with the Devil, you automatically know secret identity, trading, bluffing, all those things are involved. So Good job, CGE.
There's a bunch of dynamic strategies to play in this game every single time you play it. Are you going to sell pieces of your soul early so you can get a bunch of resources and build your city up? Or are you going to kind of hoard those and pay attention to your income and your debt ratio and wait for other people to reveal who they are? What role will you take? What game style will you play depending on what role you have? There's a bunch going on in Deal with the Devil, and that's one of the reasons why we got it to our table over here at Tantrum House. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then you've got to like it on YouTube. You've got to leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, he was eavesdropping.
No, I didn't.
Cheating.